Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma Lefebvre, and today we are on our third Fill My Sketchbook video. We've done 3 this week. I will continue this series as an ongoing thing until my sketchbook is full, but I think next week I'm going to take a break from this series and I'll do some other videos and then we'll come back to it. So you guys can definitely leave comments down below of some ideas you'd like to see for the series. But for now, we are going to be painting some really beautiful feathers. So let's jump in and get started. Okay friends, today we are back again with another Filling My Sketchbook page. So we have done some strawberries as our first kind of inner cover page. And then last time we just did this fun watery piece. And like I said, it's not supposed to be like, you know, realistic waves or anything. I do want to do a tutorial where we get a little bit more in depth in that, but this was just more about laying down color and watching the watercolor do its thing. So that was just supposed to be fun. And then today what I thought we'd do, I thought we'd paint something I haven't actually painted in a long time. When I first started painting back in like 2016, maybe more 2017, I was on this feathers kick where I just loved painting feathers, and it's actually fairly easy to do and a lot of fun and really beautiful. So I thought we would just fill this page today with some feathers. Now, one thing you want to take into consideration is your color palette. I think I'm going to go a bit more rainbowy. Do I want to go rainbowy? Yeah, I want it to keep it bright and light, but you can do some really beautiful color palettes with like indigos and blues and grays and even some browns, just even whatever kind of goes with your decor of your house. It could end up being a really beautiful piece. So take into consideration what you want your color palette to look like, or you can just do a mishmash of whatever I'm going to do, bright and colorful. And then one other thing I suggest you do, if you want a little bit of extra sparkle, if you have some sort of metallic watercolors, dig them out, because this adds a little bit of fun and sparkle to it, which I really enjoy as well. These ones are from MaimeriBlu watercolors, I believe. I will link it below. But yeah, let's just begin. So I'm in my sketchbook. I have my ultimate palette here, and then I have my size 10 brush, and then I also have a 1 kind of detail liner brush. I might grab another smaller one in a bit, but we're just gonna have fun with it. So pick the color that you want of your first feather, and we're just gonna start with a light wash, because for this we're gonna do some wet on wet as well. So I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this pink. It's mixed with a little bit of white, so it's going to be a bit more opaque. But you're just going to start, and I'm really not going to have any kind of composition for this. I'm just going to be doing feathers all over the page. But you're going to start by painting this kind of like curved line. And this is the center of the feather. And I want you to think that the feather's stem is down here. So about a third of the way up is where the feather is actually going to start. We're going to start up at the top here. So we're going to kind of just carve out the shape of this feather, and it could be super pointy, it could be a little bit more blunt, whatever you want. And I'm just going to kind of come down, and I'm going to start doing these little kind of cuts in it like this. And it doesn't have to be perfect, obviously, just little indents like that. I'm going to add a little bit more water to my brush because I want to fill this in. Now, right beside the stem, you're going to leave a little bit of white space. Okay, so we're going to get a little bit of a white stem in there. Just a little bit. And you're just going to continue this kind of shape, and then it's going to eventually taper off into another kind of point down here. Okay, but you want some of those little cutouts like that. Now I'm just going to take a light wash of this and I'm just going to fill it in. You can do this with just water, clean water too, but I wanted to make sure you guys could see the shape I'm making. So I'm just choosing a light wash of pink. And make sure that initial stem is curved. You don't really want a super straight feather. You want a little bit of movement to it. Okay, we're just filling it in with that light wash, like so. And then with the tip of my brush, I'm just gonna do some little feathers down there. And this is where the liner brush might come in handy for that. We're gonna do a bit more after as well, but just a little bit just to kind of get that feather. And you can do like some loose little feather hairs with your liner brush just to extend it a little bit so it's not so flat and rigid. But you want it to be wet still, so make sure it's still wet. And if yours is starting to dry, you can just take your brush again and just kind of wet over the whole area just to make sure it's still wet. Okay, and then you're gonna pick your colors. So you can do just like a singular color like this pink, or you can grab different colors. So maybe I'll grab a little bit of orange and I'm just gonna tap it in there. You could do fun patterns. So you could do lines like this. And you can do dots. I'm gonna grab a bit more of that pink, make some of it darker. So you can do some dots, and because it's wet on wet, it's gonna kind of explode a bit more. I'm gonna make my stem a little bit darker. But it's really just kind of about experimenting and seeing what you like. I'm just going up the center with this darker pink. And you don't want to go overboard. There is like a point where you might want to leave it. It is, unless you're just having fun, and you can also just keep going. Now I'm going to grab my liner brush, and there's just a lot of paint on here, so I'm just going to kind of use the paint that's already there to just do the stray kind of feathery bits. Like that. And there's our first feather. Okay, so fun. Now, if you want to, like I said, you can grab some metallics. So I'm just going to grab my gold here. I might do like a little dot there, I don't know. Maybe a little line. Or you can wait for it to dry too. But I find it just adds this little shimmer that's really fun. Okay, so there's our pink one. Let's do another one. Now, if you are looking for a composition to kind of make it look nice, you might want to just alternate the curves. So let's do like a bluish purple one. So I'm just going to take a light wash of this blue. I'm going to start up here. This is where the tip of it's going to be, the top. And then the end of the stem is right there. So I'm just using my light wash, and I'm going to come down, do our little indents. Like that. And I'm going to try and stagger some of the indents. You don't want them to be completely symmetrical. And then again, just leaving a little bit of white space for the center stem. Like that. And I'm just going to fill it in. This is just really fun and relaxing to do. I remember when I started painting and I was painting feathers, I remember like doing it for some of my friends' kids' nurseries and like feathers and like writing dream big or something. They weren't great at the time, but they still looked cute. And then you're going to do just a bit more roughness towards the bottom. And then before we do those little hairs down there, I'm just going to start dropping in some color. So I think I want to do some like turquoisey green, maybe like Viridian. Just kind of have little bits of green in there with my blue. I'm going to do a little bit of darkness down the center. like that. And then maybe a little bit of indigo just to darken it up a bit. You can even do some dots like that. Maybe a bit more blue at the top. Now I'm just going to grab my liner brush and I'm just going to drag some of that color so I can have those little feathery edges. Like that. So have some of them like kind of curling at the bottom. Like that, and then again I'm just going to grab that gold. I'm just going to do some like little dots. Lines maybe. Like that. And there's our second one. So we have two there, and then I might just do one more just for fun so we can kind of get the hang of it. Let's do like yellowy oranges. So I'm just going to grab a light wash of like a yellowy orange, and I'm going to do this one down in the middle. Like that. Just always remember that it kind of comes to a point down here at the base. Leave your little bit of white space at the stem. And then we're just going to fill in our feather. I'm going to grab some orange. And really it's just fun kind of dropping in the colors. Yeah, I'll get my liner for that. Maybe a bit of pink in here, why not? Maybe blend this out a bit. Maybe a bit of red, I don't know. Then I'm just going to grab my liner. Don't love this color combo, but it's how we learn, right? We try different things, see what we like, see what we don't. Like that. Still fun. And then a little bit of gold. Some dots, lines. And there we go. There's some feathers. So you can give that a try if you like. Also, you know what? I'm going to wait for this to dry, and I might do a little bit of sharper lines over top, and then we can see what that looks like as well. Okay, so now that it's dry, if you want to leave it like this, which is a little bit more like whimsical, kind of just blurry and fun like that, you can do that. Or if you want to try, you know, some sharper lines, if you want. I don't know. I haven't even tried this. I don't know if I'm going to like it. You know when you start doing something, you're like, ooh, I regret this. I feel like that might be where I am right now. Maybe a little bit of dry brush in there. I don't know. You could do some more like actual like dots and patterns. Actually, that's not bad. I kind of like that. But maybe not too much. Get some blue. I kind of like that. But again, just not too much. But it's just fun to experiment and try different things for sure. Like that. And there you go. So there's our fun feather spread. You could definitely fill up. I was planning to fill it up. I don't know. Okay, quickly just to show you, I did end up trying it with more of like a just different color palette, where you can just choose 2 colors, make them a little bit more, you know, united, instead of like all these crazy colors all over the place. I think next time I would have left one a little bit more like it was singular color rather than all the mishmash of the brown and the blue, but just have fun with it. Try different color palettes, try different patterns, and see what you can come up with, and just relax and have fun. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on all my other platforms for tons more content. I'll see you guys soon. Bye!